Hello, student. Welcome to the next round of lectures or videos. And you already know now that we are discussing the important case studies which are there for CS professional students and who have opted intellectual property rights as their elective subject. So today's case is Rajkumar Prasad and others versus Abbott Healthcare Private Limited. And basically, what happened that there was a manufacturer of medicines and he has used nearly the resembling name as that of the name which was existing and which was already established name in the healthcare sector. So what happened, it is the case of Abbott that the predecessor in interest of the registered trademark Anafortan, and and I don't know whether you know it for a fact or not, but this same case study was also asked in the 2 or 3 attempts earlier. I am not remembering the exact attempt, but 2 से 3 अटेम्प्ट पहले ये क्वेश्चन पूछा गया exactly the same. And also to mention here that Haldiram ka case B is a very important case law in this matter, which can be used as a reference, right? हल्दीराम इंडिया का केस है विच रन्स ऑन द सेम लाइन एज दैट ऑफ द एनाफोर्टान. ठीक है, यूज द सेम एक्सटेंसिवली एंड वाइडली फॉर द मेडिसिन मैन्युफैक्चर्ड एंड सोल्ड in the market, and since September 2010 Abbott had been doing so. Thus Abbott has established a kind of goodwill and reputation in the mark Anafortan. As per Abbott, it had sold pharmaceutical products under said trademark in the sum of rupees to the tune of rupees 7.84 crores. The grievance was that Rajkumar Prasad, carrying on business as a sole proprietor of Birani Pharmaceuticals, was selling pharmaceutical products containing camilofin and diodrochloride under the brand name Anafortin. Concerning the second defendant, Elicon Pharmaceuticals Private Limited, the grievance was that it was manufacturing the medicinal preparations for Rajkumar Prasad to be sold under the mark Emma Fortin. It is the case of Abbott that Rajkumar Prasad surreptitiously, which means any action or anything which is kept as secret, and any behavior which has been done secretly, which is in violation of the rules, regulations, in generally it is a violation of the rules and regulation, so also called as surreptitiously obtained, which means that originally he was not the person who can claim the ownership of this trademark, or who actually was the one who was the first one to use this name as the trademark, or who has any goodwill in this context, but he has made sure that he secretly used this trademark in order to get the benefits. Decision, the appeal was dismissed. Reason, the view taken by the learned single judge bench single judge is based upon a reading of section 124 of the Trademarks Act. The learned single judge has held that a registered proprietor of a trademark is entitled to sue a registered proprietor of trademark if the latter is identical with or nearly resembles the other. So if the first person who is already using the name which is Anafortan, which is the established name, or through which the entity or the proprietor is getting the benefit or having some financial benefits, then anybody in the future is not allowed to take or use the same name for getting the benefits or to derive some private benefits out of it, and that too when that is a registered trademark. Registered trademark अगर already है, and if the time period is running, उस जिस दौरान the person actually is entitled to the benefits, financial benefits which are derived out of the registered trademark, तो कैसे कोई subsequently उसको use कर सकता है? जैसे if somebody says that I am making Pepsodent and the other party, somebody is also making Pepsodent, but the spelling may some changes are done and it is now Pepsocent. Now this is so resembling, so near, or Pepsodent. Now, a person who is ordinarily buying the commodity or using the commodity might not be able to trace the difference, and hence the other party who is making the wrong use of the registered trademark in order to fetch money out of the established or registered goodwill might be in a situation to get the benefit, and this should not be done. So ex facie there is a visual and phonetic फोनेटिक मीन्स जो सुनने में एकदम सिमिलर साउंड करते हैं, जैसे पेप्सोडेंट पेप्सोडेंट, पेप्सोडेंट पेप्सोसेंट। अभी नाउ दिस इज डिसिप्टिवली सिमिलर, जिससे हम फर्क नहीं पता कर सकते दो ट्रेडमार्क्स के बीच में, या दो नामों के बीच में, या दो स्टैब्लिश्ड गुडविल के बीच में, या दो वर्ड्स के बीच में। in the trademark of Emma Fortin in comparison with the trademark Anna Fortin. Now see कितना minute difference है, आधे में तो टंगी ट्विस्ट हो जाए, हमको पता ही ना चले डिफरेंस अगर हम ऐसे ही ओपनली देखें तो। It has to be kept in mind that the competing goods are pharmaceutical preparations, the class of goods is the same, the consumer is the same, and the trade channel is the same. Consideredly, through its predecessors in interest, Abbott has inherited the goodwill and reputation in its trademark and would be entitled to protect the same, whereas through its predecessors in interest, Abbott is in the market since the year 1988. Defendant entered the market somewhere in the year 2012 when the suit was filed. We note that the defendant has consciously not disclosed in the written statement the day it started selling the goods in the market. From the documents filed by the defendants, we find that it applied to the Registrar of Trademarks for registration on June 17, 2009 and was granted registration on July 12, 2011. Tested on the legal principles laid down by the Supreme Court in another landmark case, Wonder Limited and another versus Entox India Private Limited, reported as 1990, we find no infirmity in the view taken by the learned single judge and thus would dismiss the appeal. So any subsequent person, so even if there is an appeal showcasing कि भैया हम भले ही बाद में यूज कर रहे हैं पर हमने तो ट्रेडमार्क लिया है, even if this appeal is submitted, the appeal is dismissed and the learned judge was correct in dismissing the appeal because the original proprietor was using this registered trademark as a part of his goodwill since a very long period of time, and the original proprietor should have the rights registered in his own name, right? So in the next video, we will be discussing Windsor Games Private Limited versus Google LLC and others. And this is again a very interesting case, and see you in the next lecture.